The Shadow Government. How a political mafia gang is looting Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is being plundered methodically, its wealth siphoned off by a sophisticated political mafia that operates just beneath the veneer of legitimate governance. This shadow network, composed of politicians, bureaucrats, and financial operatives, has transformed public institutions into instruments of private enrichment. Centered in the Department of Finance, Treasury, and National Planning, but extending its reach across every level of government, this system functions with ruthless efficiency. Billions earmarked for roads, schools, and hospitals vanish into private accounts, luxury real estate, and offshore investments. While hard evidence is deliberately obscured, the consequences are undeniable. A resource-rich nation where poverty deepens as corruption flourishes. The mechanics of this theft follow a well-rehearsed script. When funds are released for public projects, the illusion of accountability is carefully staged. Trust accounts are established, oversight committees formed, and paperwork meticulously drafted. Yet these are nothing more than smokescreens. Behind the scenes, networks of complicit signatories are activated, shell or briefcase carrier or K2 companies created, and fraudulent invoices processed. Money moves through layers of intermediaries, consultants, contractors, and foreign banks before disappearing into private coffers. The orchestrators of this scheme, senior politicians, agency heads, and finance controllers, are insulated by teams of lawyers, accountants, and bankers who lend an air of legitimacy to grand theft. Documents are flawless, procedures appear lawful, and when questions arise, accountability dissolves into bureaucratic fog of the never-ending Waigani swamp. This system is not sustained by a few rogue actors, but by a web of complicity that spans the political spectrum. Unlike traditional organized crime, which operates outside the state, PNG's version has fully infiltrated it. Opposition members, backbenchers, and ministers are not adversaries but collaborators in a bipartisan looting syndicate. Roles rotate. Today's critic becomes tomorrow's beneficiary, while the facade of political competition is maintained. The professionals who should serve as checks on power, auditors, procurement officials, public accounts committee, ombudsman commission, police fraud squad, independent commission against corruption, are either co-opted or intimidated or bribed into silence. The result is a closed loop where whistleblowers are crushed, investigations stall, and the public grows numb to the endless cycle of scandals. Yet history offers a warning to those who believe such systems are unshakable. From Suharto's fall in Indonesia to the downfall of Marcos in the Philippines, no regime built on theft lasts forever. The Arab Spring demonstrated that even the most entrenched dictatorships can collapse when public fury overwhelms fear. In Africa, warlords and kleptocrats who once seemed untouchable now face international justice. PNG's political mafia may feel invincible, but its power is fragile. Digital footprints make stolen wealth harder to hide. Global anti-corruption mechanisms are tightening. Most importantly, a new generation of Papua New Guineans is realizing that silence only enables further theft. The path to dismantling this system requires collective action, not passive hope. Waiting for a savior within the political class is futile. The system is designed to corrupt or marginalize reformers within the deep sinkhole of Waigani swamp. Foreign intervention is unlikely. External actors often benefit from the status quo. The solution lies in 3 concrete steps. Citizens must weaponize information. Leaks, data journalism, and grassroots monitoring can expose specific money trails, naming the officials who approve dubious contracts, the lawyers who launder funds, and the banks that facilitate theft. Transparency is the enemy of corruption. Political loyalty must be redefined. Voting based on tribal ties or short-term handouts only perpetuates the cycle. Electing leaders with unexplained wealth is collective self-sabotage. True leadership is measured by integrity, not patronage. Institutions need active public defense. When honest judges, journalists, or civil servants resist corruption, they require mass public support to survive the inevitable backlash. Without societal protection, systemic change is impossible. The scale of the theft is staggering. If just 10% of PNG's annual budget is diverted, a conservative estimate for kleptocracies, over K3 billion vanishes each year. That sum could build hundreds of schools or dozens of hospitals. But the true cost is incalculable. Every stolen kina is a child denied an education, a mother dying in a crumbling clinic, a village without clean water. This is not mere corruption. It is a slow-motion robbery of an entire nation's future. The mafia's greatest strength is its invisibility. Unlike street crime, this theft leaves no immediate bloodshed. Money disappears through complex transactions, across Shell or K2 or briefcase carrier companies in Waigani Swamp. Politicians' relatives suddenly own lucrative businesses. The violence is deferred, visible only in the decay of infrastructure and the suffocation of hope. Breaking this cycle requires structural solutions. 3 reforms could strike at the heart of the system. Enforce transaction transparency. Mandate real-time publication of all government spending above 50,000 kina, including full disclosure of contractor ownership. Iceland adopted this after its financial crisis. PNG's resource sector already uses similar systems for royalty payments. Protect whistleblowers. Pass laws granting them a percentage of recovered stolen assets, as Ghana has done, and provide relocation support for those at risk. Most major leaks come from insiders. They must be protected. Mandate political wealth audits. Require all candidates and public officials to disclose assets with independent verification. Malaysia's former Prime Minister Najib Razak was brought down when auditors traced $700 million to his accounts. Change will not come from within the system. The 2022 elections, widely condemned as flawed, saw 85% of MPs re-elected despite rampant corruption allegations. But outside Waigani, shifts are emerging. Young activists are using social media to track misused district funds. Communities are demanding accountability. A quiet rebellion is growing where it matters most, in the public's refusal to accept theft as inevitable. The mafia's fatal weakness is arrogance. They assume Papua New Guineans will never unite across 800 tribes. They bet voters will keep trading ballots for 50 kina handouts. They are wrong. From Rabol to Daru, frustration has reached a breaking point. When the explosion comes, whether through mass protests, electoral revolt, or legal challenges, their empire of theft will crumble faster than they imagine. Papua New Guinea stands at a crossroads. It can continue as a crime scene where politicians treat the treasury as a personal ATM, or it can rise as a nation that demands governance worthy of its people. The mafia's time is ending. What comes next depends not on politicians, but on the courage of ordinary citizens to say, firmly and finally, enough. Our future is not for sale. The fire of justice often starts small. A single leaked document, a public servant refusing a bribe, a protest of 100 determined souls. But history shows that such flames, once lit, can consume even the mightiest thieves. The only question left is who will strike the first spark.